No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and today we are here with Toronto's very own Killy.
What up, bitch?
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm good. Enjoying LA.
Yeah, you having a good time out here?
Yeah.
You only been here for what, like 3-4 days?
I've been here since yesterday.
Oh,
I think. So,
quick little trip then.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm gonna stay longer. So.
Oh, nice.
It's nice.
What you been doing out here? Label meetings, that kind of stuff?
Label meetings. I hit the studio, made a song called "No Bad Days in LA" because this shit is perfect. So.
That is how I feel too. I've been here for a long time.
Bro, I touched down and I was looking at like we got out the airport. We rolled a blunt in the airport and like smoked it in the Uber. That shit was live. So
you could smoke it in front of the cops at the airport and you'd probably be all right.
Yeah, it was good.
Blunt policies here are very lax. What's Toronto like with the weed? They still throw you in jail or what?
Nah, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as New York, but like it's still kind of you
can't just walk down the street smoking a blunt.
Like you can. I think you can.
If you're smooth.
Yeah.
In the right part of town.
If you just move right, you probably could. But
if you're in like a cool Jamaican area.
Yeah.
They might leave you alone, right?
Like, yeah, sure. I guess so.
Yeah, but wait. The other day I saw Lil Pump smoking a blunt and like a 2-year-old walked by. That was kind of weird, yeah. I was like, maybe we shouldn't smoke weed this crazy in public.
Yeah, I mean, like do you, I guess. I don't know. Like.
So what area, you're originally from Toronto?
Yeah, I was born in Toronto.
Okay, born and raised. And so what was your upbringing like?
So I was born in Toronto when my dad had me at my age now. So he moved to British Columbia, the other side of Canada, early on. And then back in high school, I moved back to Toronto. And then been there since. What
was that transition like, British Columbia versus Toronto?
So it's like moving from Scarborough, the east end of Toronto, dominantly minorities, to West Coast suburbia, predominantly Caucasian culture influence. And it was just a good experience. Like I got to experience both sides of the I don't know scale, I guess, like complete opposites.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, you get to understand all the white kids that you're currently getting to watch your videos on YouTube.
Yeah. So like no, my thing is that it allows me to connect with like all types of people. Like
right.
I was like, I look Filipino. My whole family is dark skinned. Going to a francophone school, only kid that's not actually French.
Right.
In a francophone school.
Did you experience racism there, in your opinion?
Oh yeah. I experienced racism through like a Bleacher View perspective, because my whole family's dark skinned. So living in on the island, Vancouver Island in West Coast suburbia, my dad got into some politics with the police there and went through some police brutality and stuff.
Really?
But since I'm fair skinned, I got to see that shit through like a Bleacher View perspective.
But you don't feel like you experienced it yourself, like just because your skin wasn't as dark?
No, I mean I do. Like when you're a minority, I guess at the end of the day, you do feel racism. But like I got to really see like just the how grave the situation is. But like from like if I was watching it like it was a movie type shit. Like
right.
Like sitting right there, and it's not affecting me, but like it's really real, affecting like someone like my father that close to me, you know. So
right. So then you moved back to Toronto, and is it just like, is that when did you start making music while you were out in Vancouver, or did you do?
No, I've been making music since I was young.
Oh, okay. I
started releasing music when I went to Toronto, because being in that environment, I couldn't really like be who I was aspiring to be, like be the person I was trying to become in that environment. I was very boxed in. So like as soon as I got to Toronto, I started recording my music in 2016, started releasing it. Now we're here.
Was Kilimanjaro the first video you put out?
Kilimanjaro was my first video.
And so that's what's interesting about that stat-wise. It came out in February. It hit 1 million views 20 days ago. It's right now at 3.5 million.
I didn't even fucking know that, but that's sick. 20 days ago, bro?
20 days ago.
Is that even true?
Yes, because it's like the 5th right now, and I was looking at your Instagram, and you were all hyped that it hit 1 million on the 15th of July.
Damn.
I think.
That's lit.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. That's insane because
That's life, fam.
it took from February until 20 days ago for it to 1 million. And then you got 2.5 times that many views in the past 20 days. I'm no
Yeah.
mathematician, but that just means.
It's like an avalanche.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It just needs
It
to be
builds
put on
upon
the
itself.
platform where people can see it. And once people can see it, chances are they'll fuck with it. If they don't, fuck you.
Theme that I notice between with rappers who are successful is that a lot of times at a young point in their life, they, for whatever reason, are forced to travel the world and see things from an outside perspective, and it totally helps them to then be able to be more comfortable or relate better to people. Like a very large percentage of the time when I'm doing these interviews, they either moved when they were young or their parents were in the military and they had to like go overseas and like see the world, and sort of that opened their minds.
Because like the more every time you experience anything, like you take from it, you know, you learn off that. So like,
and if you're always on the same block, it's very hard to see the possibilities that are out there.
The the different perspectives. That's what matters. Like different perspectives. Everyone has a different outlook on life.
Right.
So the more you can understand is like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, a faster way to success because you can connect with more people type shit.
Did you have anyone helping to like guide you with the music to show you what was possible?
Me.
So you were pretty much a loner, like making music on your own at first?
Like, I had a couple friends like that wanted to make music as well. Like, I make music with my friends now and stuff, but like I've always had my vision in my head. Like it's always been the same grind. I dropped my first song last year, but like it's never been like a different. It's always been that mentality, you know. So like, yeah.
Did you realize that it might be a good idea to wait on putting music out because you wanted to wait until you were ready?
Yes, bro.
That's very
the
wise
biggest
of you.
mistake people make is having their whole learning process in the public eye, man. Like, no one wants to hear your shitty first tracks, bro. Like, I was recording tracks in grade 7. I thought they were the sickest off a USB mic and shit.
But you somehow
like,
knew that they didn't belong
it's just
on the
like,
internet?
It's not the, it's like sick to me, but it's not the sickest out to the world.
Right.
You know? So like, I try to wait until I could like come for that title, like sickest out, like, you know? So that's what I did with Kilimanjaro. I actually recorded Kilimanjaro this time last year, released in February though. So just so the visuals could match the sound, I guess. Right. So that everything about Kilimanjaro was on point type shit.
How controlling of the visuals were you? Do you have like a video guy that you work with consistently, or how?
No, every video I have out so far is by a different media production company. But I'm really hands on with whatever I do. So like the video I was like kind of directed. Yeah, and distance too. The follow up video, I had a lot of input on that as well.
There's only 7 songs in your SoundCloud.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. That's a very it shows that you've got a lot of control over that, because I'm sure you make music more frequently, right?
But everything I put out so far is still out. So everything Killy that you'll ever see nothing's been deleted. It's all there. So like, you can watch the progression type shit. All my Instagram pictures from fucking young, like, I deleted at 1 too. I'm not gonna front. Like, I
retweeted the one thing that you said today that was like a prophetic, like you just knew somehow that you were gonna be great one day, huh?
Yeah. So I tweeted, if I die tomorrow, be thankful I never had the chance to stunt on all of you.
just wait. And that was like just about 2 years ago.
Yeah, but like that's just been the way I don't know. I just have the foresight, I guess.
Do you feel when you look back to yourself as a kid, like when you were in elementary school, junior high, whatever? Did you think that you were talented? Did you always believe that you were going to be something, or is this something you kind of developed into?
Like, I just knew I couldn't be nothing. I didn't know what I was gonna be when I was young, but like I knew I just couldn't be nothing type shit. Like, I hated school, so I don't know. Like, when I started doing music and like, I don't know. I guess I started doing music. I just kind of knew that was like. Actually, I used to play soccer.
Really?
I don't even think I've ever said that.
That's cool.
I used to play soccer, so that was like my life path. Like, trying to get scholarships to go that traditional route and do that shit, but like, I don't know, I just started doing music, and that's just what I felt like was natural, I guess. Right. And it's still, I just do me, bro. Like, I'm just being me, and I guess people fuck with it.
Were you popular in high school?
Like,
because it's like very different.
Actually,
types.
okay. This is this is what's kind of adds to my first point. So like, I was in BC. I was in middle school, going into high school. Like in my city, everyone just kind of knew me. This is before Killy, but they knew who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved back to Toronto for high school, and I moved to Scarborough in the middle of winter. It's cold, it's dark, it's depressing, and I didn't know anyone at my high school. No one knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like the complete opposites on both sides. So like I experienced being like alone, like with no friends. Like I've been through that, and I've also lived through being the shit and like people recognizing you on roads, like
right.
So it's just like it's crazy, like the I don't know, just they're like polar opposites, but I've lived them both.
Right.
Yeah.
How does like Toronto view Vancouver and vice versa? Is Toronto considered like the hip, cool part of Canada more so than the other ones?
I would say so. I think Toronto's like
a cultural hub.
Yeah, like Toronto's definitely the only city like that in Canada. All the other cities are more like all the stereotypical Canadian things that Americans be fucking asking me about and
Trailer
shit.
Park Boys and shit.
Like,
is that what they ask you about?
They ask me if we say a boot. If we live in
100%.
igloos. Nah.
I don't know if you say a boot, but there's a lot of Canadians saying that shit, right?
But like that's like kind of like that's like this. That's what I'm saying. So Toronto's like the only city that's not really stereotypically like Canada.
Super
I think.
multicultural, like super
like,
deep
we have
culture.
the greasiest mixed shorties. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like a cesspool of different cultures, bro. So now everyone's on their second, third generation. So all these baddies just be foreign as hell.
Everybody's just insanely mixed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing to think about is that like 100 years from now, you might like very, very rarely see a person that isn't mixed.
Yeah. No, that's gonna.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't know. Wait, but so do you think that like the dark is Canada kind of like a dark place to grow up because you have to deal with these insanely brutal winters?
No.
No?
No, I don't think.
I would say that I'm from New Hampshire. I know it's not as bad as like up north.
It's not like
It's still fucked me up in the head,
like
man.
Russia. Like
It's-
you make
yes,
it
it
sound
is.
like it's like Russia, bro. Like,
Dude, Russia isn't even that bad
Nah,
either. They got
man.
summers and shit.
nah, fam. It's live, like, but like I feel like people live out the winters to experience the summers. At least in Toronto, that's how it works.
It gives you that downtime, but I hate that downtime. It's so depressing.
It is depressing, but that's when I just come clutch, bro. That's
Yeah.
just when shit starts. Like I realize like I need to do shit, you know.
Right. Is
When it's
the
like-
winter's time to record and the summer's time to go out and have
Yeah,
fun?
deadass.
Okay.
I
That's
recorded like 3 of the songs I dropped all 2016
Uh-huh.
in like a session in
Really?
December. Yeah.
Is that, do you go and do a lot of sessions and that just happened to be the lucky one?
Nah, back in the day I used to have to fucking struggle
Oh, to pay for studio time,
So
yeah.
what I would do is I would write out the songs to the beat on my laptop with my Apple headphones, and I'll just write. Like
So you'd be
even
ready.
the ad libs, I would write them in like so like I could just be time efficient when I'm at the studio because I was young and
Right.
broke.
That $50 an hour or whatever.
Yeah,
Add up
man
real
knows.
quick.
Man knows. $50 an hour back in the day was killing me,
Yeah, like-
man. Trust.
Where'd the name Killy come from? And was that your first rap name?
Yeah.
Where's it come from?
Like, it's not to be revealed yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secretive.
Soon though.
Interesting. All right, so you moved from Vancouver to Toronto, and then how do you proceed to like get your music out there? And did you have to like totally rebuild friend-wise because you really didn't know people there?
Like I had family there.
Right.
Like my whole family was there. So I had like cousins and stuff, but I was like out of touch with them. So like I basically just restarted like and then a year later one of my bro god from BC, he moved to Toronto, and then I was like, okay, finally there's someone I can like go downtown with and like be on the scene with and like meet different people, because like I was living like in Scarborough, which is like it's still in Toronto, but like they're just
a
kind
little
of
hike, yeah.
they're kind of late. Like I don't know, it's just like they're just not on like what I was trying to be on at the time. So I had all my friends in Scarborough weren't really about like what I was trying to do, but yeah.
You need that like partner in crime, like you're going to rap shows and stuff. That
Yeah,
shit,
like,
it's
you
not
can't just
nearly
go
as
on your
fun if you don't
solo.
have your little crew, right?
Like I'm not showing face anywhere like on my ones
Yeah.
ever. Like so like as soon as like I got my bro Sega, man, we just like started grinding, bro. And then it's just been a grind ever since.
That's dope. So people act like Toronto is like the big brand, like one of the hottest new cities in hip hop that never previously was a big force. But is that the vibe there? Is there like a strong underground hip hop scene and stuff?
I think there was always a lot of talent in Toronto. It's just like there was never a platform for the talent to be showcased on. And now, like, especially after people like Drake just going massive, some superstar shit, like that just opened a lot of doors for everyone else to come flooding through. You know, so it's just like people are just starting to notice it more, I guess, now more than anything.
It's dope though, because I mean, Drake is obviously very deep into his career, and like there's a whole new revolution basically that's kind of taking place in hip hop, new sounds, people who want new exciting voices, and like you are so clearly poised to be one of those for Toronto. I think that it's probably exactly what they need.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like one of the coolest things about just everything is like having the people like I respect in Toronto respect me and like fuck with me, like so like having the love of the city behind me, like that.
Because I saw some videos on your Instagram and shit of the crowd going insane for your live performance. So they definitely have your back. It's not just like an internet only sensation, right?
Yeah, no. To like Toronto, Vancouver, especially like those two cities, like I fuck with, because every time I show out there, they just show me love. So. Yeah.
Who else do you fuck with like on an underground level in Toronto? Damn, loaded question, because if you miss somebody, you might be in trouble.
Bro, like, fuck, bro. Like, I just fuck with my peoples, bro. Like, I have like a good, I have some good people around me, and on top of that, they're talented. So it's just like, once they get the platform to showcase their shit, they'll just catch.
When you put the Kilimanjaro video online, though, how did you get it out there? Did it just start to catch on its own, or what did you have to do?
Like when it first dropped, like I kind of had clout just in the city, like with like the scene, like just the kids and shit, like, and I just put it out there, and it just started like word of mouth, I guess. It started gaining traction, and just it's like an avalanche. Like it started out slow. I thought it was fast at first, like 10K in a day. I was like, oh shit. Like,
in a day?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
like
pretty
when
good.
I first dropped it, like I had like, you know, like people were sharing it on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So like I thought 10K in a day. Like I was like, okay, this is sick. But like it just progressively just got way faster.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like the media, like the local media interviewed you and like hopped on what you're doing.
Yeah. The first media outlet to cover it was like this blog called The Sixth Track.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's like a local blog. Now, so like I guess it was recognized first in Toronto, and then after it was Pigeons and Planes,
right?
And then just everyone else kind of came through.
Do you feel like? Oh yeah, what I wanted to ask is like what your influences were coming into the music stuff, like early on, and then maybe more recently too.
My earliest influence probably was Kanye.
Okay.
He's
when you were super young, he
sort of like college dropout shit. Like,
right, like he sort of the one to show you what being a rapper was, or you were able to see the career unfolding.
I don't know about that, but like I just heard Kanye, I was just noticed music. I didn't really pay attention to music, like it's just shit that would be around me.
Right.
Type shit.
It's around you, and then you reach a different point once you have a rapper where you actually care about what
like,
they specifically are doing. Yeah.
Like, taking what he actually said and shit, and like listening to the production behind it, and I was like, yo, this is sick. Like,
especially the Kanye, because every album, and especially all the albums in order, he's really telling you the story.
And then when he started speaking out, like on radio, like I forget what year that was, like 2011 type shit.
Yeah, he had a couple of years.
Right, he had like
the craziest interviews ever.
Yeah, but that year, like that was lit, bro. I fuck with that shit.
It was like every week there was a new Kanye headline. Yeah.
What he wanted to say, and no one could stop him, and he was getting attention for that.
Yeah.
He was just being himself in the public eye, and people, it was negative and positive, but
everybody wanted to say at that time that he had gone crazy, but if you really were listening to what he was saying, it's like, no, this is like a insanely filthy, rich, famous millionaire telling you what his life actually is like and how he actually feels.
People could say like he went crazy, like to them, but like that inspired me. I didn't think that was crazy. That inspired me.
What, just the fact that he was so willing to be himself
just his,
publicly?
Like, his radio, like, presence, that shit was like that year, that all those interviews, that shit was crazy. I remember watching them and just like, what the fuck, this is like eye-opening type shit.
What about moving on past that? Was there anything else that made big impacts on you?
Like there's a lot, like I don't even want to miss anything, man. Like I remember early on, like Travis Scott, like like not specifically like him, but the way he could like balance the artistic aspect of rap, and he was like working with the fucking Atlanta producers and shit, mixing the trap and the art of hip hop. Like that's what I fuck with. That's what I try to do.
But also, like, undeniably, he just has the craziest live show and the craziest energy mixed into that, you know, and that's such an underrated thing.
Yeah, he's crazy with it.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, so you said in one interview that you don't even know what a bar is. Is that true?
Like, I know what bars are, but like, I don't know. Man.
Yeah, it's like every line.
Yeah, it's just like a line, but like if I were to like count how many bars that were or like just try to read music, like
right.
I can't. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Even like when it comes to like engineering for myself, I can't do that shit. I need it. That's my engineer right there. Me and him built my.
He does it?
So
okay. I thought he was just a blunt roller. He's rolled like 18 blunts since he got here.
He's so strong. I'm wavy as fuck.
Yeah. What's a Toronto blunt? I heard you say that before.
Okay, because, bro, I went to New York, and I was in Atlanta with Nestle and shit, and we're smoking these, like, big, like, famous Dex blunts, like, you know?
Right, he rolls huge ones, too.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's, like, a Toronto blunt's a nice cone, it smokes well.
Okay.
See,
so here's an example here?
Yeah, right here, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't have, like, the strongest throat in the world, so I don't really feel the need to roll, like, the 4-gram blunt, you know?
Yeah, that shit is...
Pause, by the way. Yeah, good point. Pause, yeah. Redo that.
Cut.
Nah, you can let that rock. We with that gay shit. 100 in the background, like my ad-libs. Okay, where were we? What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, blunts. The Toronto blunt is more reasonable.
Yeah, it's just, just humble yourself. You know what I mean?
Humble yourself. You don't need to go crazy.
Yeah, we smoking. Just know we smoking.
There's something about the way famous Dex and Lil Pump smoke where they're never not smoking. They always have a blunt hanging out of their mouth, or at the very least, they're in the process of rolling one.
No, I like those too, but it's like when you put 4 grams in a backwoods, it just like defeats the purpose of the backwoods. Like it's like a joint.
Yeah.
It's like you don't taste the backwoods. Yeah, like when you put less, like you can taste the backwoods. The backwoods dumps you. You know. When
I see somebody rolling like a 4-gram blunt, I'm like, I don't even know if I really smoke weed anymore compared to you because this is so much.
Yeah.
You know. Are you on the blunts all the time, or is this a once in a while activity?
Bro, I had a show in Montreal, Lil Pump.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But my layover to come here was in Philly, and we were stuck there for the whole day, bro. I got there at 10 a.m. and like I was missing all types of flights, and that was probably the longest time I've gone without smoking in so long.
How was
it? Honestly, it wasn't that bad, but but it was just like I thought about it, I'm like, damn, that's probably the longest time in like a year, like it's been a minute, since I haven't smoked.
You do other drugs? I know you got that Henny bottle with you.
Recreationally.
Nothing too crazy?
Nothing like, it's not like crazy shit, but like,
you mentioned like Xans and shit in your lyrics, though. Is that like, you've had some crazy Xan nights, but you're not like, you don't have a prescription?
I don't care for Xans. Like, it's not something like I really care for. I've done Xans. I've done like Molly in like situations to like inspire me.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Like for music, like when I'm recording music, like I think recreational drugs is not nothing crazy.
They're about to start using Molly to do therapy for people who are depressed. So I don't see why you couldn't start doing some Molly fucking in the studio too, right?
That sounds like it would work. I mean, I think they should.
Small amounts of it. I think the same thing about like acid or something. If somebody's depressed.
I've never done that. I haven't done too many drugs, to be honest. But
if you ever end up in a bad mental state, well, actually, I wouldn't say take acid when you're in a bad mental state, but I feel like it can kind of help a lot of people get out of like their box that they put themselves in.
That sounds like a gamble.
It's a gamble. That's a fact right there.
Because like that shit could turn left real quick.
And it does sometimes, yeah. So, kids, don't do acid. Don't do acid in the woods. That's cool though. What about you? Never tried coke? We'll just get it all off the table right here.
Damn, my dude's gonna see this and be like, what the fuck?
That's what we do. We call everybody on all their shit.
No, I'm not into that.
You're not into that?
No.
Is that a big thing in Toronto?
In Vancouver, that's a crazy thing.
Coke's really popular?
Yeah.
I remember I was going down this one street in Vancouver, and somebody just told me that it was like the most infamous heroin block in the world.
It's like a Canadian version of Skid Row, I think.
Right,
It's
yeah.
called Hastings.
Yeah.
Yeah, East Hastings.
And they just told me, like, this is it. Like, this is where you see the craziest shit.
Bro, like, they have, like, a whole community of, like, beings there, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
There's like a crazy heroin problem over there.
It's like
in
Skid
general.
Row. It's
Yeah.
dead ass like Skid Row here.
You go check out Skid Row since you've been here?
Nah, I'm not. I'm like, come on.
You don't
man.
need to
Like,
see it.
what-
You can drive
what-
through it.
Like, I'm good.
It's depressing.
Yeah,
You don't want to open the window either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's like
I'm
30,000
not
homeless
fast
people
on
in
that.
this little fucking area.
Yeah, that sounds like I've seen the Vancouver version, so you know,
Yeah.
we're just gonna pass on that one.
Did you see anything really impressive in LA throughout the course of the time you've been here?
Baddies.
Baddies,
Like,
that's
there's a lot of shorties here.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is wild. Nothing too crazy though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Do you think Drake's watching this right now?
Hopefully. Drake's watching this.
Or at least hearing
Shut up,
about it?
boy.
But have you ever spoken to anybody from OVO or anything? I feel like they're at some point probably going to be looking at you like, damn.
I know Oliver played me on OVO Sound.
Oh, okay.
So, some of their campers reach out to me.
Really? That's dope.
I'm pretty sure I heard Drake acknowledge Killy Kilimanjaro. So
How'd you hear him? What, on a Snapchat or something like
a
that?
screenshot.
Really?
A fucking screenshot. So.
Interesting.
This guy's wild.
Why, is that supposed to be secret?
Is it? I don't know, but it's exposed now.
That's happened to a lot of rappers, like fucking tons of dudes who, there was like a 5-second clip of Drake diddy bob into a song in the club,
Yeah.
boom, everybody knows about that song. It's wild.
Yeah. So shout out Drake though. He's cool.
So what are your thoughts about signing? Do you feel like there's a lot for you to gain from being in the major label system, or have you thought about that really?
I think so. I think like at first when I started learning about the music industry, it was like my whole life watching interviews, like rappers like instill, yo, don't sign, stay independent, da da da. So I learned. So that was my mindset coming in to meeting with all these labels. I met with like, probably almost every major label now in New York and here. So that was my mindset at first when I was like tackling these labels. But then I realized like if I want my stuff to be on some next level shit, like I need that platform. I need that machine that a label could bring. Or I don't need it, but that option is there. You know,
Well, that's
I'm
kinda-
still unsigned and I'm still self-managed.
That's like the question is like, do you want to be an underground sensation and stay being like a really poppin' rapper in your local area? Because you see a lot of rappers who they don't sign, and then they sort of get into that thing where they're putting out mixtapes and people fuck with their shit. They keep putting out more and more stuff, but they never go past that certain level.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the choice you make with the label thing.
It's for me. It's not like I'ma always be that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Label without the label.
Right.
This is about time. How much time do I want to spend getting to that point? Do I want it to be like this, or do I want to go through the lows to get through the highs?
Right.
So it's not about like what position I'll end up in, because I'm gonna always end up in that same position. It's just about how I'm gonna get there.
Right. And with the label thing too, it's like you have to be able to work with people, and a lot of artists are such artists that they just can't handle being in a situation where they don't get to put an album out when they want to or whatever.
Yeah, no, if I go the label route, it's definitely like my conditions. Like I need my what I want before anything else, or I can't do anything.
Yeah. I saw that picture of you with the Squirtle backpack. Are you a strong Pokemon background?
Like I just played Pokemon as a kid. I think that's sick. I just thought it was a sick backpack, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't play Pokemon Go?
Like I did the first day it came out. You know, I feel like everyone did the first 2-3 days.
They
First
did.
week it came out, dude, everyone was on that shit.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not.
It's tough still being a guy who still opens it up every once in a while, you know?
Damn.
I'm still concerned with it. It's because I have a friend who's like a Pokemon Go vlogger on YouTube.
Okay.
And so I have to watch his videos at this point because I just feel like I know him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm stuck just knowing about what's going on in this game.
That's kind of live.
Yeah, it's alright.
You know, just
I'll take you out for a hunt sometime.
damn.
It just
That's
doesn't
what they
sound like
call
it used to. Huh?
That's what they call it, though.
A Pokemon hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go catch some.
Damn.
No, actually, the other day I walked out of my apartment and
Do you meet up with like people like to specifically go catch Pokemon?
I have a few times, but it's these guys who make YouTube videos, and I'll just go like link up with them or whatever. But the other day I was walking out of my apartment and I just saw a huge crew of people just straight banging Pokemon outside my apartment. and they were just going crazy battling this gym, and I was like, I'm so happy that this still happens.
Did you join them? Or like,
I just talked to them for a little bit. A couple of them recognized me, and the ones who recognized me were wearing Gucci shoes, so that made me actually feel really good about.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a crazy community. Yeah, I wouldn't think that it would be a big.
That's
Pokemon.
like me. I play Pokemon. I wear Gucci.
You do.
Same shit.
Have you always been interested in fashion? That was a good question.
Yeah, like since I was young, I've always been dressing like. When I was a kid, I didn't have money, so I was just like thrifting clothes and like just like finessing clothes and shit. But I always had that interest just for style, just for like to be unique, I guess. Cause like, if you're not the same up here, then why would you present yourself the same as everyone else?
Yeah, because
that was like my philosophy. Like,
if you really think about the way you dress, it's like people don't have anything to judge you based on when they first meet you besides that image. Or if you're like fat.
Nah.
If someone's fat, you could be like, damn, well, you're gonna die soon.
That is cool, bro. This guy went OD with it, bro. Nah, fam. Nah, but it's just like the first like sense that is stimulated when you meet someone is sight, generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like you see them before you taste, touch, hear, any. You know what I'm saying? So like. It's just gotta be on point.
You would have to present so much information to make somebody change what they originally thought of you. Like if you meet a guy and he's wearing Yeezys, and then he tells you that you only listen to country or like punk, you'd have such a hard time processing that because what you wear is really like you telling the world what you are.
It reflects like your character, I guess. But sometimes it's just not even that deep.
Right.
Like sometimes I just wear anything.
Kevin, is that? Oh, I just heard a weird noise, but I think it's still going.
We good?
Is that's still recording? I just heard a weird noise from it. Oh, that was a cat? Oh, my bad. Sorry, we're gonna.
What's the cat's name?
Tony.
Damn.
Tony. 37,000 Instagram followers. For the next next couple of days, he's got more Instagram followers than you. It's gonna change very soon, but
soon.
Because his is pretty static. He doesn't make any big waves.
Actually,
he actually
maybe I'll take a picture and see his club.
Well, that might reverse that trend I was just describing. But yeah, he doesn't really leave the store, to be honest, unless once in a while he goes out for a walk around the town. I don't know what he's doing when he's out there. I always feel like if I had beef with somebody, they might like come for the cat instead of me.
That's just inhumane, bro. No one's doing that.
Yeah, they don't know what kind of savages they are.
They saying fuck no jumper, they're coming for your head, you know?
They better, man. That'd be fucked up. That's like killing somebody's kid.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Or like spray paint their cat, like write your name on their cat.
Nah, bro. Come on, man.
Alright, you got any pets?
Do I have any tats?
Pets.
Oh.
You got a cat or anything?
No?
No cats, no dogs?
No.
Okay. That kind of freaks me out. That scares me.
I'm just focused on me, bro.
You have a girlfriend?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
Playing the field?
Playing the field.
Are you getting a lot of attention from girls all of a sudden since you've...
Yeah, fuck all those old hoes that used to curve me that hit me up now.
Right, you still getting like the old like high school girls coming back to you now?
Yeah, there's a couple.
They're starting to see things different. They're starting to believe in the vision.
Like, at the end of the day, though, it's just like I'm focused on me.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, that's what's important. So what about Nestle though? You don't have a girlfriend, but how'd you meet Nestle?
I used to fuck with Nestle's music like hard, bro. Like from time, and then I guess he just heard my music and he reached out to me. Like I reached out to him when I was like young, and he was just like coming up because I seen him on SoundCloud. So I reached out to him, and then like he reached out to me, and he sent me a song to get on, and I sent it back like 2 days later, and his reaction was like, "Yo, what the fuck? You killed this shit!" Like, so, and then the next day we spoke on FaceTime, and I just flew to Atlanta the day after.
Right.
And it was just all it was vibes. That's my girl. That's my twin.
Is your twin? You feel that strongly about it?
That Nestle's sick. I fuck with Nestle.
That's dope though. You feel like have you guys done music together? No, right?
Yeah, we have a video coming out.
Oh, really?
August 11th.
That's dope. He could be like your hook guy or your like singer guy. Since
he's good in his own. He's good in his own way. I think I'm good in my own way.
He just needs like opportunity. Like I feel like his stuff is super good, but it's just people haven't fully like caught on yet. But if he's doing videos with you and stuff, that's definitely a good look.
Yeah, I mean, I see it coming. I see it coming.
Definitely. So from your perspective, like what are the moves that you want to make from here? Do you want to just keep dropping videos for a while, or are you already thinking about the mixtape?
Like, I dropped 2 videos that have gained this much traction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna keep dropping these like pivotal videos. And then wintertime is when I'll lock down. Project.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when you're gonna really try to figure it out.
Yeah. And like by that time I'll have opportunity to work with people I want to work with, and really lock in for like a body of work and shit. So.
Right. Damn, that's dope.
Yeah. Bro.
Could you see yourself moving?
Yeah. What the fuck? I want to move here.
Really?
Like pronto. Like now. I'm gonna just stay here.
How old are you again?
19.
19.
Yeah.
So you got a couple of years before you're even allowed in the club, but I guess you could probably get a fake out here.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
21,
That's different than Canada. Shit is not this
Damn.
over.
I was in Montreal in the clubs. Oh my gosh.
Crazy?
Crazy. after the Lil Pump show, we went to the club each. It was like 3 shows back to back. Shit was crazy.
You went to the club with Lil Pump?
Nah, I don't know where. He was I swear he's mad young.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, so I don't think he was there.
From what I've seen of Lil Pump, yeah, he doesn't go to the club. He disappears to his room, and then he will like order groupies to his room, and then like, you know, somehow he'll like smoke like 800 blunts in the course of a night.
That's true.
No alcohol, just lean. This is what I've seen of the Lil Pump show. How was that show that you played with him though? Was that crazy?
Yeah, I don't feel like mine and his music are similar, but like the energy of the crowd to the tracks we have is similar. So like when
That's true.
And like there's a lot of people that like knew the words of my unreleased shit.
Really?
Which is crazy because like.
How did they get that? Off Snapchat or something?
No, like Instagram videos.
Right.
I have an Instagram video where I have like low-key almost a full song. YouTube snippets. They're exposing me, man.
Do they do that? Where they take all the different
bro.
snippets and patch it together?
Yeah, they're doing that. It's fuck.
If I
Yo,
wasn't
I
doing
need
this
water,
podcast,
bro.
I'd be doing that. We got water bottles in there?
Oh,
yeah,
bet.
there it is.
Yeah.
I knew you had one.
Good.
That's
jokes.
Yeah, because in that one interview, you kept describing your music as like energy music. Like, I know you didn't like that interview, but is that like that's how you view it? Is like you want to make stuff that gives people motivation, or what?
Nah, I mean like my music is based off energy. It's not like I'm not trying to give people energy. It's
Energize
like,
them.
Yeah. That like
present energy.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's based off mood, emotion,
Right.
feeling. You know, like I say that because a lot of people say they don't understand what the words of Kilimanjaro are.
Right.
It's like,
but it doesn't matter at all.
fuck that. How does it make you feel?
Right.
Like just take it in as just sound. How does that make you feel? You know. So.
Yeah, that's totally true because I feel like I've looked up and read the words a couple times, but I'm still not thinking about the words when I listen to it. I'm just thinking about the
You
vibe.
think about the cadence and like how the bass is hitting and like how that your reaction to that. So like that's what I was trying to stress when I say energy music. I wasn't. Yeah.
You didn't like that interview though?
It's like, I don't like any interview when it first drops and then like it drops and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
I feel like this is a pretty laid back one.
Yeah, it's kick up.
Yeah, this is.
I'm not too wild.
No, that's cool. Well, you at first when you came in with that big bottle of Henny and you're like waving that in my face, I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be that kind of interview. All right.
I'm a pretty laid back person. You know, I'm chilling. If we're like gang deep right now, oh my god. No.
I'd like to see you in that environment.
Yeah, come to Toronto, man.
I'm ready. I need to. I lived in Brooklyn for so long, and then like I went to Toronto and like I was eating the Caribbean food, and I was like, this shit's way better than Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it really took me by surprise.
It's authentic. It's definitely more authentic.
Definitely. You want to go on tour together in Canada? November tour? We should do that
I
sometime.
got an email.
I know you did.
Email.
I know you did. Because there's a promoter guy who was trying to put it together, and he was like, what artists from Canada would you be down with? And you were one of the only ones that I mentioned.
Yeah, I got that email, so I replied to it. I'm interested.
That's dope. Yeah.
That shit would be crazy.
It's not even like me booking out. We would just be going on tour together. That'd be cool though.
That'd be live.
I see the real Killy.
Yeah, you could see the teed up
I want to see
baby Killjoy demon.
You see teed up Adam 22 in Toronto, man. You're gonna see a whole different thing out there.
You're in the next country. You have to go extra hard.
Man, I did go hard last time I was in Toronto, man. I remember that fucking. Oh, man.
Bro, I'm debating if I should stay here or if I should go back for OVO Fest and Caravana this weekend, man. I'm like, fuck, LA's so nice, but like, it's a one time in Toronto, like, the city's popping, everyone from the States comes up and shit, like.
You gotta go back and soak up the clout because everywhere you go, people are gonna know you are there. And then you're taking photos.
Like, I don't know. I'm debating like if I should change my flight later or keep it for tomorrow. I don't know.
Man, that's a tough decision.
I love LA. Like it's my first time here since I was like young, like too young to remember. You know?
Right.
So like, I'm trying to like, I've just been in meetings too, so I'm trying to see it.
The question is like, what would Drake want? Like, would Drake want you to stay in LA, or like that's like how you feel when someone dies? It's like, well, what would they want me to do? Would they want me to fly across the country for the funeral? Or would they want me to keep grinding?
I don't know. I'm not basing my decisions off what Drake wants, bro. Like, you
I
know?
am, but no.
Nah, I feel like America's perception of Canada is Drake.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's what made us figure out that Toronto had rap music there.
Yeah, when I was in New York, bro, like that's the only person they were really fucking with. I was like, damn. Like the people I thought had clout didn't have clout.
Well, you know, like if you go to France right now, they're gonna want to talk to you about Donald Trump, and he's not even your president.
Yeah.
So like when you go far away from the scene of the crime, it's like people tend to boil it down to like its most basic elements.
Facts.
You know.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so how long we got to wait for the next video? Is it collab? Is it the Nestle one, or what do you think?
Yeah, that one's dropping August 11th. I'm definitely gonna have a video out before the end of summer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna go hard.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I think the wave you have going right now, where every video is just like epic as fuck and like very visually pleasing. It's like that's the wave right there.
Yeah, like the thing is, I try to match every visual with how it sounds. Type of thing. So, like, I feel like the best artists can translate what's in their head and what they feel into sound. That's what makes them good, you know. So that's why I try to balance with all my shit. So
totally.
Next video is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing too, because have you ever seen like a video where you love the song so much and then you see it with the video, and the video, to me, it's always that the video's not cut to the music right, and then
sometimes the energy doesn't match the sound, the track.
Chief Keef Finito video. I'm gonna risk ruining my Glow Gang Connects and just say that video did not pull off that song. Like it just did not work.
It could have been harder, but that song is crazy regardless.
Yeah, oh yeah, the song is crazy. The video took forever to come out, and then I don't know how many views it did technically, but it just didn't really capture what that energy was there for me personally. Although I think, didn't they like put like a gorilla face on Chief Keef at one point?
Maybe if it was in the heat of the moment, it could have gone hard, but like I feel like it just got lost later on. I know what you're talking about.
For sure. So who do you want to shout out and everything before we end this? I know you don't have any pets, so it's not going to be any cats or dogs, but anybody else?
Shout out my family, man. My sound engineer, LG, the whole gang in Toronto. Just everyone that supports me, bro.
Beautiful.
Killy season, Cattle shit, bitch.
It is Killy season, and all y'all.
Shout out No Jumper, hey, Adam.
Hey, he said he was bummed out that he wasn't able to do this interview
on the
at
old setup,
store.
Because I came up on them old interviews, bro. I used to be a kid watching those. So like,
that's so cool to hear.
Yeah, that.
Did any stand out for you, like as your favorite ones?
Fuck, I didn't even prepare for that. No, but I just no.
No,
like, I watched a lot of them though.
Oh, yeah.
I never watched the vlogs though. Just
that's good. Yeah, they don't want to see that. No. Watch like.
Don't blame them.
Nah, I don't watch them. No.
But people were tagging me in your live stream the other day.
Oh yeah. That's why I love watching people's stuff on the live stream, because then I know they're gonna find out. I know they're gonna get at least a few comments on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah. So I found out about that.
That's a cool way of like passively showing somebody that you fuck with them. Just watching all.
I met you at the Trippie Red show too.
I know, but when you introduced yourself, I didn't like immediately register it because I had met so many fans, and then like it like occurred to me like a couple minutes later, like fuck, that's that fucking Killy kid, and then I felt kind of bummed. I was like, I should have shown love there.
It is what it is, man. I'm here.
What were you in New York for?
I was opening up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Fuck, I must have got there late.
I just dropped they dropped my name for that show 2 days before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And that was early Kilimanjaro, so.
Oh, amazing. Man, time flies.
Yeah.
That was like the other day, and it feels like that was like the
early
days.
My life has changed since that moment for sure, so.
Yeah, it's never going to be the same either, and it's going to keep getting worse. Not worse, but better.
Yeah, worse and better.
Yeah.
Bit of both. So.
Just hope you don't reach, like, that's the fucked up thing, is that the best possible thing for your career is like you can't even walk down the street outside.
Yeah, so that shit is, bro, in Toronto I don't even be showing face, fam. Like,
you're already starting to feel that?
Yeah, it's just like I fuck with it. There's a lot of positive attention, but with the attention comes negative too, you know, and it's just like it's not what I'm about.
You feel like you're starting to see that in the hometown already? Like people kind of hating on you, feeling like you're not worthy of what you got?
It's not in the hometown. It's just there's hate everywhere, bro. Just like there's love everywhere, there's gonna be hate everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Ain't that a fact? Yeah, and it's like the hate will always grow as the love grows. So it's like you might have 500,000 fans this time next year, and then have a good solid 20,000 that are at your neck that hate you. But that's a product of the popularity of the other column, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fascinating.
I don't know. All right, well, bro, thank you so much for coming in and doing this interview. I'm very excited to see where your career goes from here. I'm very excited about the music that you have out already. And I suggest everybody out there at home go and overdose on your videos.
Capital LY shit, bitch.
Facts.
Cut.
This has been No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Thanks. Appreciate you, man.